So you may remember a few videos ago I talked about the Freedom Phone, and I made my opinions about the Freedom Phone very clear, much to the dismay of people in the comment section. But much to my surprise, someone left me a comment linking me to this site, which is very much a copycat of the Freedom Phone. Now, I have no way of knowing whether this is legitimate or not, so it goes without saying that you probably shouldn't order from here unless you can verify that people are getting the phones that they're ordering from this site, because it could very well be a scam. But with that said, in today's video we're going to be taking a look at this site and seeing what exactly they're selling right now on the Linux Lounge. So as I said during the opening, today we're taking a look at freedomphones.net, which seems to very much be a clone of freedomphone.com. I think that's what their domain name is anyway. Now, as I said during the opening, this is not an endorsement of this phone. I don't know if it's legit or not. What you do with your money is ultimately your choice, so if you choose to buy from this site, that's a risk that's on you, unfortunately. I also want to say I'm not going over the politics of this again. I went over that in the last video, so I don't really see any reason to go over it here. So as you can see, this is their website, and they are very much selling this as a secure phone. I do think that it's interesting that there seems to be a lot less free speech stuff here, so I suppose they're just trying to market it differently. If you keep going, you can see that they've got all their selling points: secure calls and texts, controlling your app's access, hardened Android system, more on that later, no hidden apps being installed behind your back. They've all got the American flag branding, as you can see, and this is the important bit. They're selling Pixel 4s and Pixel 4 XLs. Now, both of these will come pre-installed with Graphene OS for you. Now, I've never used Graphene OS personally, but what I do know is that it's very well received. It's essentially an Android ROM which is very much hardened for privacy and security, and it does look very impressive, and it only seems to support the Pixel line of phones, which obviously these are. Now, these are being priced at $455 for the Pixel 4 and $535 for the Pixel 4 XL. Now, using currency conversion, that seems to be about £327. So if we go over to eBay, you can see that, yeah, that's definitely quite a markup, but definitely much less of a markup than the Freedom Phone is over the UmiDigi A9 Pro, which is what it's based on. So although it's not a good deal, you are definitely getting a better deal here, but I do still think it's a bit of a rip-off. Now, you might argue that what you're paying for here is having Graphene OS installed for you, which is true, but I'm not necessarily sure that it's worth that much, and I think that it's relatively easy to install yourself. But once again, I leave the judgment up to you. But here's where things start getting a little bit ridiculous. So if we go over to the shop phones, and if we scroll down, you can see that they're selling add-ons. Starter app package. Now, essentially what they will do is they'll install 30 apps for you, and that will cost you $28. Now, I believe that the price of this was actually increased, because when I first got sent this site, I think it was actually $50 to get all these apps installed, which is just completely ridiculous to charge so much money to have several apps installed that you can install yourself. But I think even so, $28 is a little bit ridiculous to have some apps installed that you can just go online and install yourself. But, like I say, I suppose it really is up to you whether or not you think this is worth it. But to me, I do think that this site is a little bit sketchy. I have never heard of these people before, and I would certainly be hesitant to throw so much money at them if there's very little comeback. And you can see that they're actually accepting Bitcoin as well. It's not exactly sketchy because I can understand why they would accept Bitcoin, but do be aware that if you do send these people Bitcoin, that might be the end of your Bitcoins. So it's up to you, really. But for me, I would definitely advise just going onto eBay, buying your own Pixel device, going ahead and installing the ROM yourself. If you don't know how to do it, I would probably advise finding someone who does, or finding someone who can walk you through it, because it's not really that complicated. And if you're interested in online privacy, then definitely that is something that you should look into. But with that said, that's it for today's video. I just wanted to go ahead and show you this site. Maybe someone out there found it interesting. I hope that you found this video interesting. I thank you for watching it, and I will see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.